Hi, I'm jjbarnes and you're watching another episode of The Table Read. So, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here again. If you don't know me, I'm jjbarnes. I'm the editor of The Table Read. I'm an author, a writer, a filmmaker, well, just various things. Basically, I am a story junkie. I love stories, I'm passionate about stories, and I'm over here giving creative writing advice to help you write stories too. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to write a protagonist, antagonist blend when your protagonist is also their own antagonist. So you have a story that is following somebody on something they want, right? That is your story. Your protagonist, they have a goal. At the inciting incident, they become motivated, they go get it. You are joining them at this point in their lives because they want something. Something changes that makes it worth jumping into their lives at this point. So that's your story, your protagonist going after something they want. Now, quite often, the thing stopping them get it, that throws the obstacles, the challenges, that makes your story interesting, makes it exciting, is another person. So your protagonist goes to get something they want, your antagonist moves to stop them. Boom, that's your story. That is Simba wants to be king, Scar wants to be king, both motivated to go and get it, both motivated to achieve it. They can't both have it. They are in conflict with one another. Simba, Scar, protagonist, antagonist. That is your story. However, quite a lot of stories will have your protagonist being their own antagonist. And this means they are in internal conflict with themselves. They are their own worst enemy. They are blocking themselves every step along the way, which might not sound good. Like, why would they do that? That can't be real. But think about it, okay? Think about it. If your protagonist wants to perform, so she wants to be an actress, she's dying to be an actress, she's desperate to be an actress, but she's terrified. She is blocking herself. She's taking the acting classes, but she's too scared to get up on the stage. She's like auditioning, but then she's chickening out at the last minute. Your protagonist wants to perform on a stage. The play is coming up. She is desperate to do it. She is making all the steps she can to land that role and perform on that stage. But she's stopping herself. She's chickening out. She's stumbling over her lines because she's got stage fright. She is blocking herself. Say, for instance, your protagonist wants to fall in love, right? Desperately wants to fall in love, wants to find somebody to be with, wants a romantic relationship in her life. But she's been hurt, so she's untrusting. So she self-sabotages all her relationships. Every time she meets someone, she thinks, they're only going to hurt me, so I'm not going to let them in. Or she does something to end the relationship because she can feel it getting too intense. Internal conflict, protagonist being her own antagonist. Now, I've done this myself in what Ivy wants. Ivy, she becomes motivated at the inciting incident, which is when her husband leaves her and she loses her job. Her life changes. That is the changing moment. That is why you join Ivy at this moment in her life. Things have changed. She has a story goal, which is to figure out what she's doing with her life. She wants to live. She wants to have a happy life. She wants to be successful. She wants to be happy. But every time she thinks about doing something that she could be happy, she blocks herself. She could have tried to be happy prior to her husband going and losing her job. She wasn't happy in her job. She hated it, made no steps to fix it. Her marriage wasn't what she thought it was, made no steps to fix it. So when those things are taken away from her, she has to make steps to find something because she's got nothing left. But she blocks herself. She's insecure. She's underconfident. She's like hiding within herself. And so every time she thinks about making a move to fix her life and do something, she chickens out. And your story is watching them overcome that. Whether it's overcome their stage fright and finally perform on the stage. Whether it's get over their own insecurities and allow somebody to love them, let somebody in and allow themselves to fall in love. Or whether it's Ivy and it's them learning to come to terms with who they are, embracing their inner truth and pursuing what makes them happy with that acceptance of themselves. You are still going to have antagonistic characters around them. It can't just be a self-battle, because then there's no interaction with other people. And all your scenes need active conflict. So in Ivy, her mother wants her to move on, wants her to get over it, wants her to push more, but Ivy isn't yet ready. That is conflict. She is in opposition to her mother, but she's still her main antagonist. Her mother is just in that moment a part of conflict. It doesn't mean that that's the main antagonist. Ivy is still, but you need conflict. You need conflict in every scene. You need action, you need things happening, you need conversations happening, you need dialogue, you need interesting things. And the interesting things, the entertainment, comes from the conflict, obstacles, challenges, things they have to overcome, differences of opinion with outside people. That's where your entertainment is. But your main conflict, the story that you're showing up for, is watching your protagonist stop being their own antagonist, watching them overcome themselves, overcome the challenges that they are giving themselves, learn to trust themselves, learn to give themselves a chance, learn to embrace their truth, whatever it is. That is your story conflict. So when you launch your story, you still have to make something change in their lives. You still have to give them something, motivation that they want to accomplish a goal. Motivation that, they want to perform or whatever. You get the point. They still have to have something happen that starts their story. But the main obstacle they're overcoming is themselves. And it's a really interesting way it's a real good character study. It's an interesting way of developing a person to the point where you are fully understanding all of them, all of their aspects of themselves, because they are constantly in conflict with themselves. And you can do a real dive into their interiority, really analyze them. Why are they blocking themselves? What is their history, their backstory? What challenges have they failed which have now knocked them back? Explore it and develop those people, because they are truly fascinating character studies, these stories. And I love writing them, and I love reading them, and I love watching them. So, big fan here. So thank you very much. I hope this has been helpful. I would love to hear about your favourite characters who are their own antagonist. Who are you writing that is a protagonist that's blocking themselves? What stories feature them that you particularly love? I would very much enjoy hearing about it. Tell me all about it in a comment below. And please subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out writing advice every week. And don't forget, you can go to thetableread.co.uk and find all of my articles and interviews and things written by other people. And yeah, thank you so much for your support. I've really enjoyed doing this. I'm really glad you're here, and I look forward to being back again soon. Bye.